Human person as an embodied spirit.
Studying philosophy of human person, people can clarify what they believe and they can be stimulated to think about ultimate questions. A person can study philosophers of the past to discover why they thoughts as they and what value their thoughts may have in one's own life. As a person, we have some limitations and restrictions. Can you imagine a person without spirit?
Let us know what is a human person. A human person refers to a human being granted recognition of a certain rights, protection, responsibilities, and dignity above all. It is the totality of an individual possessing awareness, self-determination, and the capacity to interact with others and with himself or herself. A man is the general term commonly used to refer to the entire human race. A human refers to a man as a species and a human being used to distinguish man from other animals.
A human nature refers to the characteristics like thinking, feeling, and acting that distinguish humans from all other creatures. These traits are considered to form the essence of humanity, and without them, an individual may not be considered a human person.
A human person commonly has these characteristics.
First is self-awareness. It refers to the person having a clear perception of oneself, including his thoughts, emotions, identity, and actions. This awareness goes beyond perception and reaction to the environment. We have deeper awareness that is driven by rationality or human thought. A person is aware of both surroundings and himself. He knows that he is living an experience and is an active participant in this experience. This awareness gives rise to the notion of the self, which the philosophers describe as the person who is actively aware that he is perceiving and experiencing reality. This awareness of the self also enables us to experience an inner world that is defined by our personal thoughts and ideas. We experience interiority, that is, the quality being focused on one's inner life and identity. This interiority enables us to practice creativity. Like for example, little Carlo accidentally broke the vase, and he is aware that her mother will be mad at him. So he will say sorry to her mother because he is aware that her mother will be mad because he accidentally broke the vase. Second is self-determination. This refers to the capability of persons to make choices and decisions based on their own preferences, monitor and regulate their actions, and be goal-oriented and self-directed. We are persons because we act and we are aware of our actions. Our free will enables us to do actions whenever we want to, and make various alternatives. The existence of free will enables a person to act willfully, control his actions, and recognize himself as the source of action. And with our free will, we can have a consequence, which is the result or the effect of an action or condition. Philosophers believe that a person acts freely and with due regard for the consequences of his actions. Morality, it is the goodness or badness of an act. Human nature is such an important aspect of the person that many philosophers consider human action as a way to reveal a person's true nature. Human acts complete the person, as it is through action that a person is able to explore and fulfill his potential. Third is externality. It refers to the capability of a person to reach out and interact with others and the world. The realization that we are not alone and that there are indeed other people around us enables us to reach out and establish meaningful relationships with others. Philosophers consider man as a social being and that a person never exists in isolation. Man has a natural tendency to seek out fellow human beings, and the relationships established by this interaction is a vital component for survival. Our interactions with others define our existence as persons. We grow and develop not only through our thoughts and actions, but also through the influence of other people in our lives and the individuals we meet and interact with. Lastly is dignity. It refers to the innate right to be valued and respected. Philosophers consider all humans as having an inherent worth or value. The word "you are worthless," it is an insult since it attacks the very notion of a person having value or worth. Each person is worth the same as another person, in the sense that every person is priceless, unique, unrepeatable, and irreplaceable. No person is dispensable and interchangeable. This is the reason why separation from the people we love and value is a difficult and painful experience. Human dignity is rooted in the nature of the human being, meaning a person has dignity simply because of the fact that he is human. Dignity is not defined by outside factors like intelligence, beauty, skills, and many more. A person retains his dignity in spite of his actions or behavior. Dignity also drives us to seek what is good. Doing good deeds upholds and promotes dignity of the human person. This recognition of dignity is also the basis for the recognition of human rights.
What does it mean to be an embodied spirit? Embodied spiritually regards the body as a subject, as the home of the complete being, as a source of spiritual insight, as a microcosm of the universe and the mystery, and as a pivotal for enduring spiritual transformation. So, when we say that the human person is an embodied spirit, we specifically mean that the human person is the point of convergence between the material and spiritual entities that is between the body and soul.
The human person is composed of body and spirit. The body is physical or material aspect of man called world of matter. And the spirit, its Greek word, is psyche, referring to the human soul, mind, or spirit, or called world of form.
And the physical characteristics. Another aspect of the human that defines us as a person is the spirit. This intangible element enables us to exercise to possess awareness, interiority, and the capacity to reach out of the outside world and other persons.
The main question is, how are the body and spirit related? Well, let's find out. How are body and spirit related? Philosophers consider the human person as defined by the union of the body and the spirit. The human person is embodied spirit. The body and the spirit are not only united, but they are integrated with each other. Because if you have body without soul, you are dead. And if you have soul without body, you are also dead too. Embodiment enables us to do and experience all things that make us human person.
The human body stands as the mediator between the material world and the spiritual world. Being an embodied spirit, the person is able to encounter the world of objects and other personal subjects in a manner that transcends the physical. This feature allows him to form intimate relationship with those outside him. Human embodiment allows persons to attach certain feelings or ideas, not only to people but also to objects, like pair of shoes as a present from a loved one. With human embodiment, physical acts are no longer purely physical acts because the body conveys something from a person's inner world. A pat on the shoulder from your idol, a smile from your crush, a kiss from your partner. All of that will create an intense emotional reaction in you. These examples show that it is through embodiment that a person is able to have a very unique relationship with the world. And it is this unique relationship that defines us as humans. How does my human nature enable me to explore my limits? Human nature still has limits despite being an embodied spirit. It can be said that the person is very biologically deficient being. We do not have the natural ability to fly. We cannot breathe underwater without using breathing apparatus. We cannot survive in certain environments like other animals. Despite these limitations, we have used our intellect to devise means to achieve several feats. The ability to surpass limits is called transcendence, and it is also one important trait that distinguishes the human person from other beings to existence.
Transcendence. Our mind is an important tool that allows us to go beyond many of our physical limits. Although we have these physical limitations, we can transcend them because our spiritual dimensions. As human person, we have natural tendencies or inclinations. Some of these are felt bodily functions like hunger, fatigue, and etc. Transcendence means overcoming oneself or being in control even if the body reminds us of person can govern them and insecure that they are exercised within the bounds of reason. Each individual carries within himself the possibility of transcending his limits by exerting enough effort and perseverance. Philosophy gives us a useful tools to explore our limits and possibilities. The essence of transcendence is to acknowledge our limitations, identify possibilities for development, and change ourselves for the better. Opening yourself to new experiences and ideas is another aspect of transcendence. Our capacity for transcendence gives us the opportunity to work toward becoming better version of ourselves.
And that is all. If you really understand our discussion, here are some questions for you to answer. Number 1. According to the Christian philosophy, embodied spirit means A. The separable union of body and soul. B. The inseparable union of body and soul. C. The interchanging body and soul. Number 2. Persons are embodied spirits because A. We are purely material beings. B. We are not limited by time and space. C. Our spirits are more important than our body. Or D. The basic constitutive elements of our being humans are the physical body and the immaterial spirit. Number 3. It is the existence above and beyond the limits of material experience. A. Limitation. B. Transcendence. C. Transcendence. Or D. Possibility. Number 4. Transcendence originated from the words trans and scander. What does trans mean? A. Go beyond. B. Go far. C. Go towards. Or D. Go forward. According to this philosopher, the human person is an embodied spirit. A. Plato. B. Aristotle. C. Herodotus. Or D. None of the above. Number 6. For him, the nature of the human person is seen in the metaphysical dichotomy between body and soul. A. Plato. B. Aristotle. C. Socrates. Or D. None of the above. Number 7. Who is the founder of Buddhism? A. Confucius. B. Lao Tzu. C. Siddhartha Gautama. Or D. None of these people. Number 8. It is the root of the universe and everything that exists, and it continues to hold everything together, the most sacred sound in which the universe arose from and was the first thing God created. A. The Aum. B. Dharma. C. Samsara. Or D. Karma. Number 9. According to Plato, there are 3 parts of the soul, namely the rational, the spiritual, and the A. Appetizer. B. Appetitive. C. Appetite. Or D. None of the above. Number 10. It is one of the most profound emotions known to human beings. It is a feeling of strong or constant affection for a person. A. Failure. B. Loneliness. C. Love. Or D. None of the above. Number 11. It can be rooted from our sense of vulnerability and fear of death. With our loneliness, we can realize that our dependence on other people or gadgets is a possessiveness that we can be free from. A. Failure. B. Loneliness. C. Love. Or D. All of the above. Number 12. It is a decision to let go of resentment and thoughts of revenge. The hardness of our heart is reinforced by a whole series of rational arguments. A. Love. B. Forgiveness. C. Loneliness. Or D. None of the above. Number 13. The philosophical or religious concept that the non-physical essence of a living being. starts a new life in a different physical form or body after biological death? A. Hinduism, B. Buddhism, C. Taoism, or D. None of this? Number 14. What happens to a person happens because they caused it with their actions? A. Samsara, B. Karma, C. Dharma, or D. None of the above? Number 15. He said that man is a rational animal. A. Plato, B. Aristotle, C. Socrates, or D. None of the above?